Good morning. Hello. Okay, we're going to get started. Val, it's nice to see you. Nice to see Ann Better and Mark and Sue. Woo, let's get it done. Keep your feet nice and wide and let's just take a nice big deep breath. And then take the arms back down. And just do that again. And you don't need to go up high with your arms because we're just starting to move and warm up. So remember, today's class is just about feeling good and going to places that make you feel good. So if something is totally off, then listen to your body and modify. Let's just do a few more here. While you raise the arms up, make sure you're trying to reach them out as much as you can. So you're pulling apart the shoulders, and there's a lot of activation going on in the arms. Remember today, the most important part about exercising is finding your breath. So although I don't cue it, because I'm too busy talking, try to remember to always just take as much air in as you can. Okay, make a fist, pull the elbows back. So you're getting nice and far back with the elbows and crowding out the chest. And then bring the arms forward with your palms facing up. Open them out to the side and move them backwards. And now pull them back in again as far back as you can get them. And then forward with your palms up. Sweep them back really long. You're keeping the shoulders away from the ears, right? This isn't what we're looking for. Now pull those elbows back again. We're just going to do this one more time. Pull them forward, open. And now from here, we're going to lower one arm and sweep the other one up, straight up to the ceiling. Just think about lengthening the side body. And you can take your gaze and look up if that feels good, but you don't have to. There are no rules today. Sweep up. Actually, the only rule there is today is to breathe. Try to really get some good length in here. I'm actually feeling this all the way down to my hip flex. Let's do it again. You'll notice I'm not going like this and getting all, squished up here. I'm just trying to open and lengthen. Do it again one more time on each side, only because I love it. That's the beauty about being a teacher. You can do all the moves you love. Okay, big deep breath. Sweep the arms up. Take them as high as it's comfortable for you and try to pull the shoulders apart. So you're trying to create space. Space is our friend. Take your gaze, look up. I want you to try to grow from the top of the head. Lift out of those hips. No saggy bottoms today either, right? You got to squeeze your butt cheeks. Now, palms are going to face the floor. Arms are parallel to the floor. Now just oscillate between palms up and palms turning as far back as you can get them. And again, if you feel anything funky in the shoulders, modify. Just a couple more here. Now release the arms. Take a nice big deep breath. We're going to come down into a nice slow swan dive and meet in a full fold. So pull the butt back, lower slow. It's like a fine wine. Don't drink it fast. Enjoy the feeling that you're getting of lengthening. Now, when we breathe here, I want you puffing out those ribs. You're taking that much air in each time. Make sure you're not holding the head up. You want to just let it dangle. And if you want to support your forearms above your knees for a little extra support, because they're still just warming up, you always have that choice, right? Now, if you're ready to be in a straight leg, why not? Let's just stay here. We're going to fold the arms now that we've been here for a little bit. Fold the arms, let the upper body dangle. Breathe 5 big, deep breaths, pumping out your ribs. This is a good opportunity to just close your eyes. I'm a little lost. Okay, release the hands back to the floor, fingertips on the left. You're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. So get your spine nice and long. Hollow out the belly. Now push your hips backwards. Don't fall. Get a little edgy with this. Go as far back as you can. Legs are straight and hold back down. Take your hands to the floor. We're going to walk out to a high plank. Once we get there, we're going straight to a down dog. Start pedaling your feet. We're working the ankles and the calves. You want to make sure you have not pulled your head so far through those arms you can't see them. Let's hold one heel down. Lift the opposite foot off the floor and circle your ankle. Change the direction. Now point and flex it. And let's do the same on the opposite foot. Right heel down, left foot up, start your circle. Switch the direction. Do a little point and flex. We're just trying to get some good fluid moving around in our ankles. Okay, back to pedaling your feet. If you need a break from being in the down dog, put your knees down, go to child's pose, anytime. Okay, try to drive both your heels to the floor and then come nice and high on the toes. So you're working both feet at the same time. Lower and lift, and just keep doing that. Who takes the time to love their feet the way we are today? Know one thing, this is good for us. Getting good blood flow to your face. Okay, get high on the toes. Float back to your plank. And now we're going to oscillate between plank and down dog. Go nice and slow. Like at least 3 counts back. 3 counts forward, maybe even slower if you can find the patience. Do 3 more. Now, when you get to the 3rd one, hold your plank. I want you to step your feet into bear. So your knees are off the floor. Even Val should be able to do this. So hold here, just breathe. And if you want to amp this up, you can alternate lifting a foot. Just switching it up a little bit. Okay, so from here, actually, this is a nice little stretch for the Achilles. You're probably feeling it. Now come into a small down dog. So small dog means you have a lot more weight in the arms. But we are going to come out of this. So start walking your hands to your feet. And let's all meet back in that full forward fold. Little reprieve here, just breathe. Inhale and extend to a flat back. Drift your hips backwards. Now let's do a slow reverse swan dive all the way back up to standing. Arms are out to the side, flip the palms and reach them to the ceiling. Try to get taller. Try to get out of sinking into your hips. And then release the arms back by yourself. Just shake them out. We're just going to sway side to side. That was a little bit of arm stuff. Relax. Take a big deep breath. A nice slow swan dive all the way down. Fold your arms. Breathe 5 big breaths here with a straight leg if you can. Your head is dangling. Getting good length into your hamstrings. You're stretching out the lower back. It's really good for your neck too, just letting that head. Now we're going to release the hands to the floor. This time when we come up, we're going to keep the spine in flexion and come up one vertebrae at a time. But what's really important here as we begin this movement is to make sure you're using your tummy and your glutes. Tighten up those muscles and get them doing something. Nice. Cut out the chest. Little balance challenge. Why not? Left foot tucks inside your leg. Just hold here and breathe. Nice, easy breathing in and out through the nose. Try to calm your body. Like it's really not a big deal. Just on one foot. Easy peasy. Now let's take the arms out to the side. Get them nice and long. Now I'm going to have you switch legs. So right foot steps in your left thigh. Bring your hands back to your hips. Try to calm your foot. Sometimes that's easier said than done. And another way to challenge your balance is to try closing your eyes. Makes it a lot more challenging. Okay, you're back onto both feet. Come to the front of your mat or towards the front. Feet are hip width. Make sure they're in a straight line. Hands are going to stay on your waist. You're going to fold halfway down. If you look at me from the side, I'm not rounding my back. I'm just trying to pull my elbows in towards each other so I get a nice activation of that upper spine. Of course, glutes and tummy are your friend while you do this. So bring them to the party. Keep squeezing those elbows towards each other. Now we're going to do the same thing, only this time we're going to open our feet really wide. So step one foot back. We're going to feel a little more going on in our inner thighs. So fold halfway down, come back up. And again, if you're feeling ready to go farther than halfway, go farther. So if you look at your feet, try to get them in the same line. Now this time we're going to release the hands. You're going to rest them on the floor in the middle of your mat. Your spine has not rounded. Try to pull the hips back. Now walk your hands forward so they're off your mat. You're going to pull down. Your spine is still nice and warm. You want to just keep your head between the arms, maybe your ears somewhere near your arms. Try to drift your hips backwards, keeping your legs straight. Thanks. Now, walk the hands to the middle of the mat. Inhale and extend to a flat back. One hand at a time, come back onto your hips. Come back up with your torso. And now take this left foot and point it straight ahead to the front of your mat. Take your hips, if you look at me from the side, I'm going to move my hips backwards. And then I'm going to come down into a triangle pose. And again, it's not about letting the torso come forward. You want to keep it in line with your leg and just come down. This part of the back is long. So you might be somewhat limited by your range, and that's fine. It's not about, this is what you would see in classes. They'd be all like this, hold it forward, rounding their back. That's not what we want to do here. We want to keep length. Now, if you can, take this right arm and just sweep it straight up. If you want to take your face, turn and look up at that hand, probably feeling a little work in your upper back, Little work for the neck. Now, if it hurts your neck, you take your head, you look back down at the floor. And then you can try again, turn it and look up. There's no reason why we don't want to strengthen those neck muscles. But just be mindful. If it isn't feeling good, my rule is that that's not right for you today. Okay, hold it up. Now you're going to slowly come back up. Now take that front foot, bring it back where you had it. Bring your booty back, come halfway down. So you're working your six-pack muscle here to support your torso. One arm at a time is going to reach forward as you drive your hips backwards. No weight in your toes. Try to broaden through the shoulders. Keep your arms long. Kind of cantilever, your butt going back and your hands trying to touch the side of your room. This is a pretty challenging core exercise. Bring your hands back into your thighs. Come back up with your torso. And now this time we're going to open up the other foot. So back foot opens, hips push backwards, slowly. Come on down. Nice and slow, keeping this part not rounding, right? You're sort of hip hinging. So right now, you're probably feeling a really nice stretch in your inner thigh. So we can always bring the arm up. So that movement of your hips going back is really important. Hold there, maybe turn your head, look up. Try to get that arm nice and long. Now try to really use your belly and glutes today. So that means you're keeping them active the whole time. It's not so easy. I think remembering it is the hardest part. Okay, slow-mo, back up. You're going to turn that back foot forward again. Hands are going to be on your waist. This time I just want your pinkies to touch your hips. Just touch. But you're not using your hips to support any of the body weight of the hands. Now, pull your elbows towards each other. Spread out the chest. Try to get tall. Right? Your feet are still wide. Try to get tall. A lot of work for your back. Great way to puff out your chest. Get those back muscles active. Squeeze those glutes. So you're also lifting up through your thighs while you engage the back. We're almost done here. Let's just stay here for 3 more breaths. Okay, relax the arms. You're going to thank me for that. Back foot's going to come forward. We're going to meet in a pyramid stretch. So both feet face forward and both heels are on the floor. You decide how much space you need to have so you don't feel wobbly. And you also decide how far your foot in the back can go back, still keeping your heel down. So you might want to play with making the stance a little wider. I'm going to keep my spine long and I'm going to start to hip hinge with my left foot forward. So come on down nice and slow. When you get about halfway, we're just going to hold this. Both heels down, both legs straight. You're actually working some of that back. So try not to weight your hands too much into that leg. If you just sort of have them there for support, you're actually working more muscle. Okay, so now we're going to take it with grounding the spine, letting the head go. So you're just looking down at that left knee. And if you can reach, take your hands all the way to the floor. If your hands are all the way to the floor, because you have the flexibility, break the elbows so you're not locked out. Get bends in the arms, maybe the torso by doing that gets a little closer to your forward leg. But again, you don't force, just enjoy. Okay, inhale, extend to a flat back. Get your hands back on your shin, right in the middle of the shin. We're going to add a little tiny twist to this exercise if you like. You can take your left hand up to your waist, and you can start to rotate to open your chest to face the left side of the room. Okay, let's take that left hand back to the shin. With your spine nice and long, you're going to walk your hands up your leg. So you're standing back up. We're going to switch feet. Right foot comes forward, left leg back. Both heels down and both legs straight. Walk it down. Maybe halfway. Try not to support the torso. Use your muscle. This should feel really good in the upper part of that forward leg. So taking these stretches in stages, I feel like is always a good idea. Working on your flexibility. So let's get the hands to the floor if they're willing. Let's round the back. Your head, look at your right knee. If your hands are all the way to the floor, break at the elbow. Just kind of hold over that leg. It's another moment where you can close your eyes and get lost. Okay, let's inhale and extend to a flat back. Hands back onto your shins. We're going to take the right hand, if you like, up to your waist and open your chest to face the right side of your room. Just a little. It doesn't need to be huge. It's also a nice little balance challenge. Okay, let's bring it back. Walk your hands up your leg and step your back foot forward. Nice big deep breath. Make the arms wide and long. I want you to bring your feet together. Squeeze everything in. So you're lifting up, you're activating your glutes, and you're trying to get taller. While you hold these arms, I know it gets tiring, but it's a great way to increase your mobility. Now, if you can, move the arms a little further back. Maybe draw the chin in or backwards so your neck feels long and strong. How about that? Now, bring your hands to heart. We're going to hip hinge. So your hips are going to drive backwards, right? You're still squeezing and lifting. You're going to come into a little squat. It's not huge. Just give me a little squat down. Squeeze your knees. Now try to drift your hips back so you're not weighting your body forward. Take the arms out. Keep squeezing and now lift these arms. I know it's hard. Just hold this, breathe 5 times. Make sure you're really filling as much air into your lungs every time as is humanly possible. Bring your hands back to heart. Oh my goodness, right? Now, here we go. Little rotation again. Make sure you're hollowing out your belly. Little rotation left, just the shoulders. The hips are not moving. come back square, go the other way. It's not huge. I'm just trying to kick you off balance a little bit to make sure you're pulling in all the muscle you got going on. Go the other way one more time. And come back other way. Now bring the arms out, squat lower. And then come back up. And then squat back down. And up. And lower. Lift, one more. Relax the arms, take them back behind you. Palms are facing down. Crowd out your chest, get your arms long. Hip hinge a little bit. Now, as soon as I did that, I felt right away, oh, I got to get that stomach going on. As soon as you fold forward, it's all about sucking this in. When you're up like this, it's a lot easier. When you're down like this, sometimes we need to be reminded. Now, bring the arms forward, lift. Get them long. Nice. Now take them all the way to the floor, step back, maybe in a high plank. Just hold your high plank, breathe, close your eyes, get lost. I got you, don't worry about anything. Let's take it to a down dog. I want you to lift your left leg up. Keep your left leg straight. Now open up that hip. Lift the left hip up towards the ceiling. Close the hip. Now they're square. Leg is still up. Lift the hips. And close it. Do it one more time. Close it. Pull forward to plank, keep the leg up. Put the foot down. Back to your down dog. Right leg up. Open the hip to the ceiling. When I lift the hip high enough, I feel the inner thigh of my supporting leg. I hope you do too. A little activation going on there. Do it one more time. Well, back to plank. Put the leg down. Just hold your high plank. Now we're going to oscillate between plank and down dog a few times. Really good for your lats and shoulders. Keep me in plank. Step your left foot up between both your hands. You're going to stay down in this low lunge. So I've got my front foot forward, my knee right over the ankle, my fingertips on the floor. Now I'm going to push high on the toes on the right foot. So I'm actually working this left quad a little bit here, holding this runner's lunge. Now from here, I'm just going to shift my hips backwards and take that front leg straight. Then I'm going to come back to the runner's lunge. And I'm going to do it 2 more times. When you shift the hips backwards, drive your right heel to the floor. So come back to your runner's lunge. We're going to take your left hand to the instep of that foot. If you like, you can put your right knee down on the floor. I'm going to do that just for a sec. When you put the right knee down, let the hips just sort of fall towards the floor. Now, you're getting a little stretch here in the hip flexor. always squeeze the opposing muscle. So you got to get that right glute strong. Now let's take the left hand up to your left knee, and I want you to just open it out to the side a tiny bit. Maybe rotate that chest to face the left side of your room. Keep your right glute tight. Come on back. Hand to the outside of that foot. Come off your right knee. Step back, meet me in plank. Go right to a down dog. And oscillate between the two. Little stretch for those lats. Okay, back in plank. Step your right foot up between your hands. Keep your hips low. Bring your right hand inside that foot. Now keep that right knee over your right ankle. You have the option to put the left knee on the floor, which is what I'm going to do. Squeeze your left glute really tight. So if the hips could come a quarter of an inch or just a small amount, either forward or down, whatever cueing you're going to connect with, kind of let them go. So you get a nice little stretch to the top of your left leg. Now we can take the right hand to the knee, open the knee out to the side a little bit, and turn your chest a little bit to face the right side of the room. Okay, let's bring the right hand back down. You're going to come off that left knee. Take the right hand to the outside of your foot. Step back to your plank. Breathe 5 big breaths. Make sure you're not dropping your face. You want to work those neck muscles. Okay, so from here, we're going to do a pigeon stretch. If you prefer to do it on your back, figure 4, I welcome you to choose that. It's better for your body. Otherwise, we're just going to do a regular pigeon. So right foot steps forward, lower those hips down. We're going to start to inch that left leg back. Come on down to your happy place and just breathe. Okay, back up. Just switch it over to the other side, however you want to get there. Doesn't have to look pretty. Big breaths that you can muster up here in this stretch. Okay, back up onto your forearms. You're going to swing your back leg forward. You're going to meet me in staff pose. So let's get our heels to the corners of our mat with our feet flexed. Sit up nice and tall. Get a good connection to the floor. Arms are going to come forward. We're going to C-curve the spine down, nice and slow. We're only going to go halfway down. So the minute you feel the mid part of your back, right there before the shoulder blades, roll it back up. Come all the way up to your staff pose with a long spine. And just repeat that again. C-curve, roll halfway, not the shoulder blade. Back up, nice and tall. One more time. You got to really hollow out that belly when you do these. Now this time we're taking this to a stretch. I'm going to have you dive forward, rounding the back, elbows to the floor if you can get them there. Head is just relaxing. Keep sucking in your stomach even though it's hard. And just breathe. Make sure you're not straining your neck. Okay, roll it back up to staff pose. So you're sitting up nice and tall. And have you bring your feet in so they're hip width apart. You're going to take your right foot, just cross it over the left at the ankle. Now walk it down. And you can always use a towel around the bottom of your feet. If that makes it a bit easier, you can hold on to the towel. But once you've got a hold of the towel, my spine is still long, but I am going to start to round and fold over both these legs. So driving and breaking at the elbows, head coming down. Oh, hello. Yes, I definitely feel this. Just breathe. Getting a little bit of those tendons behind that knee on the right side. A little bit of the side hip. Doesn't that feel good? Let's just hang out here a few more breaths. Okay, walk it back up however you get there. Uncross, and let's do the same on the opposite side. Crossing the left foot over the right at the ankle. Use your towels. I think they're a lot easier to make this happen the way we want it to happen. So spine starts out long as you're reaching forward, and then we round over the legs. Elbows, if they can, get to the floor. Keep sucking in your stomach. Can you take in any more air on each of your breaths? The more we breathe, the more we release stress from our body. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Now bring it back up. So general rule of thumb to get a really good stretch is at least 30 seconds. You can repeat it if you know that that stretch is for a tight area of your body. Repeat it 2 or 3 times a day. Okay, so now we're going to lie all the way down, but we're going to C-curve the spine. Pilates style, come on down. And we're going to do a nice stretch. Full body. So arms are going all the way backwards. Hopefully you've got space. Now, even though your stomach is working its way down towards the floor, I want you to actively press it down. Spread your fingers far apart from one another, and then make a fist. Draw them in. Open wide. Draw them in. Open wide. Bring the arms back up. By your side, palms are facing the floor. Get nice and flat on the shoulder blade. Bend your legs just a little bit. Cross your right knee over the left. Take your knees down towards the right side and towards the opposite knee. The important cue here, we're not taking them all the way. You're going to open your arm as an 45-degree angle to your body and really reach the ear. If you've done push-ups lately, you're thanking you for this. You've got a nice stretch across the chest. That right leg you're using to drive the left knee towards it. Getting a nice release over that hip. Let's bring the arm in. Uncross your legs before you bring them back up. A little less challenging for the back. Now we're going to bring both knees into the chest. Give me a little circle to the side of your lower back. Face the direction. Just a little left. Okay, take those legs back on the mat. Not a big bend in the leg. Left knee's going to cross over right. Take them down to the left side. Let's get this right arm reaching out and away. Sometimes if you don't feel a really big stretch or over the hip or the chest, you just switch up the angle. Play around with it. When you find the spot, you're like, oh, that's the spot. And you just breathe. Okay, let's bring the arm in. Uncross the legs first. We're going to go back to that full body stretch. So straighten your legs all the way down along the floor. Reach the arms all the way back behind. Spread your fingers flat. Bring your palms up so they face each other and your wrists are over your shoulders. So arms are going straight up towards the ceiling. Lift your right foot off the floor. Flex both feet. Put that right foot back down. Lift the left. And just keep alternating. A little work for your hip flexors. Getting blood flow there. Maybe this time go a little higher up. Now bring both knees into the chest. We're going to do a happy baby. So arms are on the inside of the legs and you hold the outside of your feet. Heels point up to the ceiling, feet are flexed. Push your knees towards the floor with your lower back down on the mat. Okay, take your feet to the floor with your legs bent. Arms are by your side, your palms face down. I'm just going to have you do a pelvic tilt. So roll the pelvis up so you feel the low back press into the floor. And then reverse it. Roll it forward. While you roll it up or back and forth, I want you to make sure you're really following up the stomach. So one more time. Now bring your knees into your chest. Rock and roll up onto your toes. Hang out here for just a second. The blood flowing the right way. Okay, fold over. You're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. And take a nice big deep breath. And I thank you very much for your power and your strength. Thank you for joining. So fun seeing everybody. Hope you feel fabulous.
Thank you. This was great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We got